Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls in It podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is not Thursday, even though that's what the show notes say. Today is Wednesday, the 31st of October, 2018, and this is episode 318. Happy Halloween!
Spooky, spooky.
Spooky, 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 spooky. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to make it. There we go. Yeah.
To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, somebody introduced themselves this week. You want to give them a shout out?
Yes, Nina, who is the fibersmith from Oregon.
Welcome, Nina. Thanks for introducing yourself. Dammy, Nina is the one that gave us the explanation about ironing versus pressing.
Oh, okay.
Remember, last week I couldn't remember who did it.
I still need to iron my costume, but I don't have class, so I'm going to have time before I go to my friend.
Okay.
Sorry, that was just...
yeah.
The skirt is wrinkly.
So, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
Well, first, your stitches should cooperate.
Yes.
And second, you should join our group on Ravelry and introduce yourself in our introductions thread, because we'll get a shout out on the next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways. Which
we are announcing a giveaway winner today, and we have 2 new giveaway winner possibilities. So,
and just so you know, I'm trying to be kind of quiet because this is my floor lounge, but it's echoey and it's still quiet hours.
Okay. So I was going to explain why we're recording on Wednesday instead of Thursday.
Yes. Why don't you do that?
Yeah. So there are denominational dioceses, which is like our association of churches, which runs all the way up to Alaska and then Washington, Oregon. Anywhere else, Bubba?
Oregon.
I think that's pretty much it. Is having a women's retreat starting tomorrow, Thursday, the 1st of November, and running through Sunday. And I originally was not going to be able to go. There were some conflicts and things that were going to make it not be able to go. But then all of a sudden on Sunday, everything just kind of was like, oh, and the heavens aligned, and I was going to be able to go. So we have to leave tomorrow morning because we're driving like all the way up to about 2 miles from Canada.
Love it.
I know. I'm going to take my passport and sneak over the border.
Your passport is expired.
No, it's not.
Oh, mine is expired.
Yours is expired because you aged out of the child passport. But we have to leave tomorrow morning to get up to almost Canada. So we can't record tomorrow morning. So I was like, Dammy, what are we going to do? And so Dammy, one of her classes isn't meeting this morning, and so we were able to both get up and get showers, and we're going to record right quick. Hopefully we won't talk any faster than we normally do to get this out to y'all. So happy Halloween. You get a podcast spooky. A day early. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Well, we have some stuff to talk about. I have some FOs, did some reading, TV, and all that jazz. And we have a short review of a fiction book and giveaways for that. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
So I took like 10 whole minutes to do a bit of work on some knitting. So these are straightforward mitts by Mona Drager. They're on US 3s, 3.25 millimeter needles, and the yarn is Penguin Soup Emperor Soft in the Baker colorway.
So that's a Doctor Who reference.
I can't see what I'm showing. Is it?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's Colin Baker with his coat of many colors and not Tom. Yeah. Yeah.
It's such pretty yarn. You knit a headband for Heidi out of it.
Mm-hmm.
For your boss.
My boss.
You boss. Boss.
And that's all I'm working on.
Okay.
So what's on your needle?
3 things. One of them not a Ravelry craft, but I can still show you. First up is my 10-stitch zigzag blanket. This is a free pattern by Frankie Brown. It's on US 4s, 3.5 mil needles. I have finished 56 stripes, which means I'm 70% done, and I'm working on the 57th stripe. I'm using Space Cadet Ombre and Gradient mini skeins in the Ombre MS 1403 colorway, as one does. And so this is the one where last week I did the dark to light, light to dark, so 2 zigzags, and now I'm doing light to dark, dark to light. But Nanny Swimmo starts tomorrow, Dammy.
That was my silent scream.
Yes. Across the table from me, I have my project bag. What?
Here's a girl outside dressed as a witch, and she's so cute.
You're going to have to... Oh, hey, wait, let's talk about this right quick. What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm being Ariel in her exploring the town / kiss the girl costume. So it's the blue dress. And I've got the wig too, and I styled it all nice. And so my friend is helping zip me up in it because I can't reach all the way in the back and tie the corset and pin the bow in the wig.
Cool. If you get all dressed and she takes a picture before I finish editing the podcast, I could throw it in.
Okay. I'll see what we can do. Because she's got class. I was going to suggest, hey, I can come over sometime and you can help zip me up and then we can go grab lunch before our class.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm being for Halloween?
You're being Lorelai Gilmore.
No.
Oh, you can't be a pirate anymore.
Nope. I'm wearing my costume.
You're being yourself.
I am being a pumpkin spice lover. Hold on. I'm going to stand up and show y'all. Hold on. Taking the headphones out because I can't stand up. I'm wearing my pumpkin spice shirt. And I'm wearing my Halloween leggings.
Oh, mother. You can't hear me.
I have no idea if you said anything because I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I didn't say anything worth noting.
And I'm wearing my pumpkin spice sheep bracelet from Julia of Pandia's Jewels. I'm wearing my pink and orange beaded earrings from Rochelle of Red Scorpio.
You should have put this in Yummies.
And I am wearing my pumpkin spice ring, also by Rochelle of Red Scorpio.
You should have put this in Yummies.
It's all right.
Okay, so what's the next thing you're working on?
Well, I was saying I have packed up my Nanny Swimmo bag across the table from me. I'm taking 2 of the 4 skeins of yarn because I do not think I'm going to make it through 2 skeins of yarn in the weekend. And I've got the needles packed. I printed out the pattern. I've got it highlighted. I've got stitch markers. I've got my notions thing. I've got everything is in that bag ready to go. I've got my notebook so I can track my stitches. I'll say this. Where I am going, there is not good cell service or Wi-Fi. So I am going to be off the grid for like 4 days. Well, I mean, I'll be on tomorrow while we're driving. I'll be back on Sunday while we're driving. But what I'm going to do, because I normally take pictures every day of my progress for Nanny Swimmo and post them. So I'm still going to take pictures and I'll note the stitches. And then when I get back onto internet, I will post them all to show you my progress over the days that I was offline. So that is over there. So that is waiting to go on the needles. I am still working on your cathedral wrap, but I am making good progress on it. I'm not knitting on anything right now at this very second in front of y'all because the zigzag blanket is too big to like have sit here on my computer. It'll get hot. And the cathedral wrap, I'm in a lace section and I need to be able to pay attention and count stitches. And I can't do that while we're... So
I'm being the responsible knitter.
You are being the responsible one. I mean, I could cast on my Nanny Swimmo sweater, but then it wouldn't count because I cast it on a day early. So this is a cathedral wrap for Dammy's 19th birthday, which was a couple weeks ago, but she forgives me.
It's going to be my Christmas present now.
This is the cathedral wrap pattern by Joji Locatelli. It's on US 6's 4 mil needles, and this is Knit Pick Stroll hand painted in the Borealis colorway. So I am almost through the 3rd lace band.
Party.
Isn't it pretty? So, and you guys, I had all the intentions for being so very, very, very productive this week. Well, and I got cut short by a day because we're recording a day early. But I also started a new gig this week. I'm doing some virtual assistant work for a friend of ours, and that has cut into my crafting time. So I just got to figure out a new schedule and get all balanced and everything. I know what I was saying. The zigzag blanket is going on hiatus until Nanny Swimmo is over. Cathedral wrap will go on hiatus. I'll knit on it today if I have time. Until Nanny Swimmo is over. And then I finished my first flower for my English paper piecing.
It's so cute. It looks like a little honeycomb.
You see my kitties?
Wow.
I need to
see my kitty. I want to see my kitty.
I don't know where she's at. Is the baby over there? I'll get her in a little bit. This is the flower. It still needs to be pressed. I haven't had a chance to do that. And so this is also going to go on hiatus until Nanny Swimmo is over, because I need to cut out the fabric, all the fabric squares for the next flower. But I'm pleased with the progress I made on that. And preemie hats will also go on hiatus until Nanny Swimmo is over. And then once I finish Nanny Swimmo, I'll catch up on the preemie hats, and then I'll just start fresh on the English paper piecing and zigzag. I won't try to catch up on all of those. But in years past, so I think this is my 6th year doing Nanny Swimmo, and I have always finished before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think the earliest you finished once was like on the 14th.
I was thinking 17th, maybe. I'll look it up while we're
Friend. I'm sorry. The lounge has enormous windows, and so I'm just people watching out here, and I see my friend headed to her theater voice class.
Is she in costume?
No, she has pink hair.
Oh, like me.
Yeah.
I don't
know where my other friend is, who's going to help me into my costume.
I get to come meet your friends.
No, they're mine.
I get to come meet them when we come over for my doctor's appointment in a couple weeks.
Bye. I don't know what we'll be doing in Pro-Prac that day. Oh, there's someone dressed as Wonder Woman.
Will the first show be over?
What's the date?
The 14th.
14th. So yeah, the first weekend of shows will be over. So I'll probably be pressing and washing stuff for the next weekend.
Yeah. Okay. I think. What are you laughing at now?
We're just off on such a tangent.
You guys.
We're going to talk more than we usually do.
I know. I was like, we'll get done really early. No.
None of the professors are in costume. I only know one of my professors who's going to be in costume.
Is it the one for your 12:30 class?
No. My fantasy and science fiction.
Okay.
Professor McGonagall.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah, and her daughter is Hermione. She's 7.
So you know that store in the Silverdale Mall, the one where I got the cat necklace from.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
Fuego.
They have a T-shirt that is a cat. It's a cartoon kind of drawing. It's a cat dressed up like Hermione, and it says Hermione, and I really want it.
Oh.
Okay, we should move on to the next segment.
Yeah. And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Two.
I don't have any. I'm just looking on this.
Alrighty. So I finished this week's preemie hat.
It's so cute. It looks like a little bumblebee.
So this is number 43 for the year. This is from my top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. It's on US 6's 4mm needles. And it did not beat my record. This only uses 4. colorways of yarn. So first up, we have Knit Picks Comfy Worsted. I think it's the yellow is the Semolina and the green is the Honeydew. I have Mint Raid Hand Dyed Tough Sock in the Hufflepuff colorway. So that is the yellow and the black held together. It's self-striping, but it just randomly ended up where it did yellow together and black together. But there are spots like up here where it's like blended. And then I had to bind off in the X-ray and sock weight in the semi-solid Battleship colorway because I ran out of yarn just at the very end. So that was another 3 bits and bobs used completely up. Yay.
Yay. I'm
loving doing that. And then I finished a hat for my friend Mel's daughter, Annalie, who will be 7, who's turning 7. This is the Lowlands hat pattern by Tin Can Knits on US 7's 4.5 mil needles, and I used Big Twist yarn, Sincerely Ombres, in the Cupcake Confetti colorway. So again, this is the pattern. So this is like this is the 4th one of these I think I've knit.
This is your new turn of square hat. You remember when you like knit all those turn of squares?
Well, and I also did a bunch of the bumbles.
Yeah.
So this is the one where you provisionally cast on X number of stitches, and you knit and garter stitch a straight piece, and then you graft it together, and then you pick up the stitches around and do some, and then do your decreases. And I had, do you know where this pom-pom actually came from?
Yes.
I had a pair of slippers that had these pom-poms on it. And so I still have another one on the shelf that the slippers wore out, but the pom-poms were still in good shape. So I cut the pom-poms off and was like, I will come up with a use for them. But here's the funny thing. So Annalie, I was at Mel's yesterday.
Funny thing. It's a cruel thing. You're being cruel.
I'm not being cruel. I'm being funny. She's going to like flip her lid when she figures out it's for her. So Annalie had seen me working on this hat, but she doesn't know that it's for her. And so yesterday when I was over, I had, when I finished it, I sent a picture to Mel, and she was like freaking out because she knows Annalie's going to love it. Because Annalie is always interested in my knitting. She always wants to know what I'm working on. So when I was over there yesterday, I was like, Annalie, I finished that hat I was working on. Do you want to see a picture? And so I showed her the picture I had sent to Mel of it. And she was like, oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. It's so pretty. And I was like, yeah, it turned out really cute. I love the pom-pom. She's like, me too. So when it comes to be her birthday in a few weeks and I give it to her, she's going to flip her lid. She's going to love it. So this was, I think, project number like 116, 118 that I've finished this year. And I still have 2 months to go.
Yeah.
And I still have like 9 preemie hats to go.
I never beat your record.
No. Well, part of it is because 52 or 53 of the projects are preemie hats.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do that knit meter that you can like go in and track your stuff. And I've knit almost 9 miles of yarn this year already.
Oh, that's a lot.
And that does not include your cathedral wrap or my nanny swimwear sweater. I think I'm fairly certain I'll get over 10 miles.
I would walk 10 miles.
I would knit 10 miles of yarn, and I
keep telling you that you should knit as many miles of yarn as you walk in a year.
I don't think I could do that because
4-ish is the average for a day. So like 10,000 steps.
So I don't walk 10,000 steps at this point. I had built up to not 10,000, but I'd built up quite a lot when we were in Scotland, and then when we did the international move, and we had some real bad struggles with my health. Yesterday, I walked 1.32 miles. The previous day, 1.33. So let's just say 1 mile a day. That's 365 miles, honey. I can't knit that much yarn.
That's quitter talk.
Well, I guess I'm a quitter then.
Believe in yourself.
All right, that's everything for this segment. Let's move on to the next one. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. What are yummies, Demi?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about. There's a girl dressed as a pirate.
Yummies.
I love people watching.
So you're correct. We should have put what we're going to be dressed up as in the segment, but we didn't. You already listened to it. So anyway, but Dammy, you went somewhere.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm one of my castmates is texting me because she wasn't able to be at rehearsal last night, but she is one of the central characters. So I'm like trying to update her on what some of her blocking was.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but yes, I went to a local church, St. John's United Lutheran, who has been doing this thing for like about 20 years. They did a screening of one of the cuts of the 1925 Phantom of the Opera.
Which is a silent movie.
Yes. With their house organist playing organ music along to the whole thing.
That is so awesome. Did you bring the poster that you got?
No, it's in my room.
Oh. You should post it on Instagram so people can see it.
Instantgram.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you had fun with that. Hey, Bubba, could you bring Her Highness here so she can be in Yummies? No? I kicked Bubba off of his normal seat. He normally sits here at the table on Wednesday mornings. And I was like, I need to sit there so I can record the podcast. So I'm going to put at the end of the podcast a really funny video of Pink Pearl I took last night where she was being a baby bunny, but her back legs were like hopping like a baby bunny while she was sleeping.
I know.
Wasn't it cute?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, here she comes. Here comes Pink Pearl. Her coming to see us.
Where's the baby?
You can come be in the podcast? Hi, baby. Okay. Oh, what are we doing? Here we go. Say hi, people. Hi. Pink Pearl, what are you going to be for Halloween?
What are you going to be?
I'm going to be Meow Meow, a baby bunny.
Oh, you need baby bunny ears.
Meow Meow.
If my phantom was still at home, I would say take the cape off him and tie it around her neck because it's perfectly pink-sized. But she would, like, not be happy about it.
Do you have anything you want to say, Meow Meow?
Really?
Oh.
She looks so put out.
Do you see your Dammy?
Have baby.
You cannot have my coffee.
I want the coffee.
Her wanted, Bubba got apple pie yesterday, and her wanted to eat some of it. Yes, her did. Her wanted to eat some of the apple pie.
Singing bye bye, Miss American Pie.
Okay, say bye-bye, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Be free.
There you go. Be free. Oh my gosh, last night, it was so funny. I was in bed already. I was reading, and Bubba came to get in bed, and he sat down on the edge of the bed. And so, of course, you hear the bed does that little creaky thing where you sit down. And she was in the living room, and she and leapt onto the bed with us. Like she just came out of nowhere. And we were like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?
She wants to cuddle.
She wants to cuddle in bed. She loves
bedtime.
She loves being in bed with us. She's so funny.
She's so precious.
She's licking the human cuties off of her now.
Ew, human cooties.
Human cooties. Well, I don't really think I have anything for Yummies. It's just been a week of crazy busyness, and and then it was so funny because when was it? It was like Saturday or Sunday. I was like looking ahead. It was Saturday because so in my bullet journal, I I have 4 notebooks that are inside like one bullet journal cover, like a traveler's notebook cover. And one of them is I do a 2-page spread for each week. And I have those spreads laid out through the end of December. And then like about a week or so before the start of the new month, I go in and like write in all the stuff for the upcoming month. But then on Saturdays, I like deep dive into like the next week, and I've got stickers and such that are like, oh, this is me, this is something for Dammy, this is for the Dr. Hubs or whatever. And so I had looked at my calendar for this week and I was like, wow, it's going to be a really light week. I don't have a whole lot. I knew Dammy and I needed to brainstorm on our upcoming 31 days of Christmas. We're doing it differently than last year, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm doing some brainstorming on my favorite murder mystery knit along that I'll be doing in the new year. And then all of this happened on Sunday with me going out of town, and then I started working as a virtual assistant, and this week is like insane now. So it has not been the light week that I expected it to be. So I've just been busy, going. Okay, do you have anything else, or should we dive into normal stuff?
That's it.
Okay, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Craft Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
So I just made the November one live yesterday. It's going to wash it out. It'll be posted here in a minute, and it's also in the show notes. But our November theme is being thankful because it's American Thanksgiving in November. And so we're doing, let's see how many times. 1, 2, 3, 5 times during the month of November. The prompt is the same. It's thankful. So on those days, each time, I want you to share something different that you're thankful for. And it can be something like your spouse, your children, your coffee, your cat, it doesn't matter. Just something you're knitting. And then other than that, we have mostly just like knitting prompts, and then some of our usual stuff like where we do like times or numbers or today or hashtag what I'm doing now or in your bag or begins with a letter or whatever. Colors, we have some colors. So so that list is out now. It's on our website, geekygirlsknit.com. Also, I was going to say, because not everyone realizes this, every month we put all the prompts on a Google Calendar that you can subscribe to and add it to your own Google Calendar and have it on your phone as well. So yeah, I know. If you go to geekygirlsknit.com and look for the post that is November 2018 GGK Crafty Pad, scroll down past like the image and some of the text, and down near the bottom of that post, there's a link where you can click to go, and it'll bring up the calendar. And then in the lower right corner, this is you have to do this on your computer. In the lower right corner, there's a plus sign to subscribe to it. And that will add it to your Google Calendar, and then you can also have it sent to your phone that way. So just thought I'd throw that out there in case you didn't know about that, because it's a great way to make sure you know what the prompt is every day. All right, Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. So it's never too late to join in. You just look at the prompt for the day. For example, today when we're recording on Halloween, the prompt aptly is Halloween.
Too spooky.
I know. Oh, look, I did my black sparkly nail polish for Halloween.
Ooh.
So you take a look at the prompt for the day. You can interpret it however you want. We are very cheater friendly on this. You take the photo, you post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag #GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photos.
Mm-hmm.
If you are participating in GGK CraftyPad and you have a private account, you need to make sure that Dammy over there, Dammy's Doodles, is following you. So you need to send her a message because otherwise we can't see your photos. So we want to be able to see your photos. And then yours might get chosen. In fact, yes, because then we also have, jokingly, GGK Kitty Pad, if you want to tag the photo with your cat in it. I just posted today. Well, you guys just saw this week's, and I just posted them on Instagram and Twitter just a second ago. So, and Facebook, our Facebook page. Okay, let's talk about upcoming events. Dammy, you want to talk about this first thing?
Yes, if anyone in the Seattle area would like to come see an intriguing and contemporary play, my school theater, I'm working on this production, is doing Love and Information, which is a play by Carol Churchill. It's here at Seattle Pacific University. It's the 8th through the 10th of November, and then the 15th through 17th. And there's a link in the show notes where you can look at the times that the shows are and buy tickets and all of that.
Cool. And then the Hubs and I on the 18th of November, which is a Sunday, are going to be going to the Tacoma is for Lovers Artist Craft Fair at King's Books in Tacoma. It runs from 11 to 4. You see somebody dressed up?
I see somebody dressed up as Sia.
Who?
The chandelier.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, wait, what? It runs from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., but the Hubs and I probably won't get there until, I'm going to say like 1:30 because we're coming after church. So if you're going to be there, I'd love to say hi. Alrighty, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What are you reading, Dammy?
So I finally finished Phantom by Susan Kay.
Yay! Hi, 10.
Yeah. And so I was finishing this while working a shift at the front desk in my hall, and I was like trying not to sob.
Oh.
Yeah. So now I've started the next novel for my fantasy and science fiction class, and I'm going to have it finished by next week because I need to finish it today and tomorrow so I can write a 1-page reflection on it that's due Friday.
Is it a really long book?
No, it's not long, and it's much easier to like read quicker than the other two, I think.
Yeah.
So it is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler.
And you were trying to explain what it was to me, what it was about.
Yeah, so it's about a Black woman in the 1970s who gets sent back over and over again. Like she keeps getting sent back, but then comes back home, but then gets sent back again to the antebellum South. And all that happens in that.
Okay. Very interesting. And you're reading one more thing too?
Oh, yes. The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
Awesome. So I assume with all this reading that you're doing that you are getting in at least 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
What am I referring to?
Okay, what month is it? October, November, December. Wow. Read along.
Yes. So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes or more a day, every day. Can you hear Pink Pearl eating? Her collar is like jingling against her food dish.
I heard a little jingle, but I don't hear munch.
Oh, no, I was talking about the jingling. Her food dish is like right down here below me. She just wants to be part of the podcast, y'all. Okay, so this is a challenge to read 15 minutes or more every day. I don't care what you read. Audiobooks do count. I just want you to read. So there are two categories. Oh, wait, first up, there is a finish line thread in the Ravelry group. You post once, and then you edit that post. The minimum of information you need to put is the date and that you read 15 minutes or more. Some people are putting like exact times. Some people are putting what they're reading. Yeah, so that part's not required, but feel free to do that if you would like to. There's two categories of prize winners. The first is for people who read 88 to 92 of the 92 days. If that's you, you get entered into one or more giveaways for any of our ebooks. You get a 20% off a single pattern coupon from our Ravelry store, and you get a virtual badge. The second category is 61 to 87 of the 92 days. If you're in that category, you'll be entered into one or more giveaways for any of our single patterns, and you'll get a virtual badge. If you want to post on social media, use the hashtag GGKRAL18 to talk about what you're reading. So let me actually now talk about what I am reading. So I'm continuing to read Go Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. Really enjoying that, doing it as a book club with a friend of mine. I am almost finished with The Sacred Enneagram by Christopher L. Hertz. If we had recorded tomorrow, I would have been finished with it. So I'm like right there at the very end of it. And really enjoying it. I'm like, seriously, how are you in my life? How do you know these things about me as a 4? You froze. I don't know if you said anything.
I did not say anything.
Okay. Dammy is also a 4. The Hubs is a 5. I'm continuing to reread Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is the second book in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I'm rereading that with the Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and the Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. I think I had actually read the Death Day Party chapter last week. I think I read it actually the day we were recording, because we don't record until later in the day because of Dammy's class schedule. But I had not been able to listen to both podcasts. And I listened to the Sacred Text one for that chapter, and I've got like 20 minutes left of the Swish and Flick one on that chapter. So enjoying that. I read River Bodies, which is the first book in the Northampton County series by Karen Katcher, and it took a totally different twist I did not see coming at all. It's a thriller mystery book. And then, sadly, I'm very sad because I finished reading the Kinsey Milhone series by Sue Grafton.
Oh.
I finished reading X, and I read Y, and there's no Z because she passed away before Z was finished. And Y was so much darker than her previous books, but it was really interesting because she was pulling stuff from various cases in the past into this book. And so it was really, really interesting. And I'm sad she didn't get to tie it up in Z. But I loved the series. It was a really good series, and I enjoyed reading it. So last night, because I'm waiting for the next book in the Stephanie Plum series, don't have it yet. So I decided that I was going to check out J.K. Rowling's book, The Casual Vacancy. So I'm just
an adult book.
It is an adult book. This is not a YA book. I'm just about like maybe 10% in. But what the premise is, so if someone is like on like the town council, that like helps run the town, and they like there's like 3 different conditions, but one of them is if they pass away in office, that leaves a casual vacancy on the town council. And so this is not spoiling anything because it happens like in the first chapter or second chapter. So one of the guys on the town council passes away at age 40 from a massive brain hemorrhage.
Sounds like murder to me.
No, it wasn't murder. This is actually what my maternal grandmother passed away from, was a massive brain hemorrhage. He had been so in the book he had been having really bad headaches for a few days, but thought he was just stressed. And so it was so sad because he was taking his wife out to dinner for their 19th wedding anniversary. They got out of the car at the restaurant, and he collapsed on the ground in the parking lot and was dead by the time they got him to the hospital. So that is like the beginning premise of the casual vacancy. And so now I assume the book is going to go through, because it's like some of the chapters that I've read already, it's like people who really didn't like the guy at all, and some people that really liked him. And so I'm assuming it's going to be like this process of like what happens to get somebody to fill his place. But I don't know, because I haven't finished reading it. So what is she doing?
What is he doing to my baby?
She just like jumped up on the ottoman and just like stood there, like far away from where Bubba was, and he patted the couch and she like looked at him, and then she like leapt over to the couch. Oh, sweetie. And that is everything that I am reading. So TV. I watched the first Hallmark Christmas movie of the season called Christmas at Pemberley Manor, and it was loosely based on Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It was a cute one. I watched the last 2 episodes in the Little Boy Blue miniseries, which is what I was talking about last week, about the 11-year-old boy who was murdered in a parking lot in the UK. And it was, so the guy who, the kid who was like, he was either 16 or 17 that killed him, only got a minimum of 22 years in prison. Now, he could stay longer. He's eligible for parole in 22 years. But that broke my heart. But it was also very interesting because, this ended up being like a gang killing situation. And so there was several other kids that were charged with other things as being accessories to the situation. And their parents who were covering for them were convicted guilty as well, and got either put in prison or had things that they had to do as punishment, which was very interesting to me because I don't think that I've heard very much of that happening in the U.S. So, but they had gotten what is it called when they ask the judge for permission to do to like have listening devices or whatever.
Bug.
Yeah, but what's it called when you have to get permission from the judge?
An order at something, I don't know. Warrant? It's not a warrant.
It's not a warrant.
I don't know.
The Hubs doesn't know either. I'm looking at him. Anyway, they got permission to like bug their houses, and so they had the parents on tape covering for the kids. So, and then I watched the first episode of the Wormwood miniseries. I haven't watched any more of it yet just because my schedule got crazy. But it's about the government testing LSD on some scientists. And one of the scientists took a head dive out of a hotel window and died. This is like true. This actually happened.
Yeah. And
so, yeah. So I've only watched the first episode of that, but it's intriguing. We'll see. Okay, TV. Like I said last week, some of the stuff I'm not going to like cover in detail, but just mention it. I'm watching NCIS season 16, watching NCIS New Orleans season 5, and this was the 100th episode this week. I found it interesting in the IMDb trivia, which, I read the trivia on everything we watch. This was the first show that Scott Bakula has been in that has reached the 100 episode mark. So that was interesting. Flash. Okay, The Flash season 5, Criminal Minds and Supernatural, both season 14s. Big Bang Theory season 12. Murphy Brown season 1, the Hubs watched it with me and we were cracking up. And so Murphy was tricking her son, who is also a journalist, that she had some information hidden somewhere. And so he's like looking everywhere for it and like digging up the backyard, and he finds his stuffed Barney toy that she had buried because it had one of the voice things in it. And so it would sing the I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. And she had like told him that Barney had like left, like he had walked away and gone somewhere else, and she had actually buried it in the backyard.
Why did she not just cut the voice thing out of it and then sewed it back up?
I don't know, but it was funny. We were cracking it so hard. Blind Spot season 4, NCIS season 10. I'll come back to Doctor Who. Supergirl season 4, Arrow season 7. Okay, so last night, the Hubs and I were watching Murdoch Mystery season 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a Halloween episode.
Ooh.
So they had like changed the theme song to make it sound all spooky.
It already sounds a little spooky.
Yeah, but okay. I'm not sure how this is going to fit into the canon of Murdoch Mysteries, because the premise of the episode is there was a meteor shower and some meteorites hit Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was this like green cocoon-like thing that kind of looked like a cabbage, but it was a cocoon. It had these like little bug scorpion spider things, and it was taking over people's bodies and making them being peaceful and offering tea to everyone. And so slowly everybody was getting taken over, and Murdoch got taken over. And so George was like the only one of the like main characters who hadn't gotten taken over, and then he got taken over, and then it ends. Like there's no like, oh, this was George having a Halloween nightmare, or this was, Murdoch telling a story to some kids or to the whatever. It just ended, and we were like, what in the world? I mean, like, how are they going to tie that?
They're probably gonna like address it funnily in like the beginning of the next episode. Like, man, I had this weird dream last week.
Yeah, I guess so, because they can't just like ignore it. I mean, like it's out there. It's an episode. It happened. So like it ended, and the Hubs and I were just like looking at each other like, wait, what? Huh? What happened here? Anyway, okay, let me get a drink of water. Let me talk to you about I finished my coffee, so I can't drink any more coffee out of my good meowing mug. Doctor Who series 11, episode 4, arachnids in the UK. Why does it always have to be spiders?
Because spiders are scary.
And there was some giant freaking spiders in this episode, like giant. So I really feel like this episode isn't as strong as some of the previous ones. It's more of a Monster of the Week type episode, but we did learn a lot more about Yaz and her family. And so when the TARDIS landed, they were in the town that Yaz and Graham and what's the other guy's name?
I don't know.
You remember? Hold on. IMDb. Why can I not think? IMDb. But they're back where they are from. Fingers can't type. Fingers can't type. Do. Episode guide. Series 11, episode 4. Ryan is his name. So they are back in Yorkshire, where they are from. And so we met Yaz's family, and my heart just broke for Graham, because when they landed, it was only 30 minutes past when they had left. And so he, for the first time, had to go to the home that he shared with Gracie. And just like seeing like he just had this, they actually like showed her on the screen of him like feeling like she was like talking to him and saying, you're going to be okay. You know, why are you smelling my coat? Because, you know, he was like, because he could smell her scent and things like that. And it just broke my heart. So I don't feel like it was as strong an episode as previous ones, this series, but I feel like it was a pretty good one. So Chris Noth is from Law and Order, and he played a kind of President Trump parody type character. So that was kind of interesting. So that is everything I watched. I added some new music to my CC's Faves playlist.
Ooh.
I added some Michael Bublé. And why did I add Michael Bublé? Because I watched his carpool karaoke with James Corden from The Late Late Show. And I was like, how did I forget about Michael Bublé? So I went and added him. But the carpool karaoke was so... there was part of it that was really sad because they were doing it as a fundraiser for Stand Up to Cancer. But he was talking about his then 3-year-old son who was diagnosed with cancer. And now he's 5 years old and he's in remission and everything. But he was still so overcome with just the heaviness and the emotions and everything from it that he couldn't even really talk about it with James. So it was a really good carpool karaoke. I didn't write it down and I haven't watched the full thing yet, but there was a Halloween special to celebrate Wicked's 15th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched, there was a couple of the songs up on Facebook, and then I found it to where I can watch the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But, so the first one that I watched was, what is the song?
Defying Gravity?
No, not Defying Gravity. I watched that one too.
Popular?
But what?
Popular?
No.
For Good?
For Good. That's what it was. And it started out with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel on the stage singing. Mm-hmm. And then they brought out all the actresses that have played Glinda and Elphaba. And they all sang together. Elphaba. They brought out all the actresses who have played those two characters, and they sang the song together.
Like total on Broadway?
There was probably about 20 people on stage.
Okay. I'm going to say that's not all of them, and probably like just the main ones in standbys, not the understudies or swings.
No, just the main ones. It was emotional. And then I did watch Idina Menzel sing Defying Gravity, but I have it saved to watch. It's about 45 minutes long, so I'll probably watch that at some point today. I didn't, and oh my gosh, Kristen Chenoweth was so choked up when they were singing For Good. And they were like holding hands, and it was just so beautiful. It was beautiful. So I'm excited to watch the rest of that. If you haven't watched those two, I'll send you the links, or you can probably go on YouTube and watch them. They were both really, really good. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I'm still listening to My Favorite Murder podcast and Rachel Hollis's live streams and podcasts. We didn't listen to Ultimate Car Playlist this week, did you?
No.
Could you highlight that so I can take it out?
Yeah.
Did you listen to any Cabin Pressure?
Yeah, a bit, just like a bit of shuffled.
Did you listen to anything else?
No.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I think that is everything for this segment, so let's move on to the next one.
And now we're going to talk about our September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl.
All right, Dammy, tell us about it.
So this started on the 1st of September, and it runs through the 30th of November. It is for any project that you can knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to autumn. If you can't think of a way to do that, you made it in the autumn.
That's right.
No whips are allowed for this owl. That's one of the main rules. Your project must be begun no earlier than the 1st of September and finished no later than the 30th of November. The other main rule is that each project of at least 20 yards / 18.3 meters that you finish and post in the FO thread counts as one entry into the giveaways. If your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards.
Mm-hmm. And then that one post is one entry into the giveaways.
Mm-hmm. You can feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in with the other rules for the other owls. And it's the first podcast of the month, so we're going to talk about some prizes.
So when we're recording, it's technically not the first podcast of the month, but we told y'all last week we were going to do it as the first podcast of the month. And since this comes out on the first day of the month, we're going to just go with it. Okay, so I'll start. We have an orange camper bag by Art by Anna, donated by Rhonda, who is dueling needles.
We have a small orange bag by Knit RX Sews, also donated by Rhonda.
We have a library book bag and notions pouch by Bags by Awesome Granny, also donated by Rhonda.
We have a skein of undead yarn vampire in the Don't Eat the Baby colorway, donated by Eileen, who was leader.
We have Cascade Yarns Casablanca in the fall colorway. We have 2 skeins of it, so 2 winners will each win 1 skein.
We have a Knit Companion Stand-It Up,
which I love mine. I use it every day. We have a set of Halloween stitch markers made and donated by Teresa, who is JSZ Creations.
We have 2 Bride of Frankenstein stitch marker sets and 1 Labyrinth stitch marker set, made and donated by Julia of Pandia's Jewels, who is numerous, and 3 winners will each win 1 random set of stitch markers.
And then finally, we have the Then When You Think I'll Zag, I Zig pattern designed and donated by Amanda Raitt Cole, who is Skyly Knits on Ravelry. Mm-hmm. If you want to see the prizes closer up, links to them, et cetera, you can go to geekygirlsknit.com, and they're all listed there.
Yes. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. If you would like to post on social media or tag your projects on Ravelry, the hashtag is GGKAutumn18. The FO thread will be locked the morning of the 1st of December, and then winners will be drawn on the next podcast following that. And then after that podcast, you have 30-day. If you are a winner, you have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it, and we will use it as another prize again. And there's also a chatter thread on Ravelry, so we can encourage each other along the way, and that is also where I give shout-outs to people who have finished projects.
You can also use that chatter thread for questions. And if you want to post like in progress photos, sometimes people use it for that. So feel free to utilize that thread however you need to use it. Okay, Dammy, well, why don't you do some shout outs for who finished projects this last week? Okay. Which there's a lot of them because it's the end of the month.
Yes. So Anita Cupcake Now, Another Yarn 9, Asteride, Crafts Untold, Craft Worker, Crafty Sarah, D-Door 4, DG White, I Now Hour, Inky Minky 184, Jodadiah, K2P2 Mama, Carlene Page, K Bowman 123, Knit Central, Crafty Katie 15, Lily Angel SG2, El McCall, Mama Mia 64, Maris 911, Masterbox P248, M Glad You, Mystery Sewer, Nicole S, Panushka, Phoenix Fire, Lamona Firehorse, Scrap Bear, Shirley Knits 123, S Keeling, TB53, The Cat Knit, BT Kimmy Kim, and Yell Cat 2.
Great job, everybody. So you have 1 month to finish your projects and get them posted, and you might be a prize winner. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes. And so what is this week's question?
This week's question is from Sally, who is Party Girl from Scotland.
Yay, Scotland, I miss you.
Do you have any special traditions for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas/New Year?
Okay, so I guess we don't really have traditions for Halloween. Mm-hmm. I mean, we decorate with autumnal stuff, like I have a pumpkin sitting on our bar, our counter in the kitchen, and we have a thing that says this house is filled with pumpkin spice and all things nice. I got some embroidery things that say autumn is my favorite color, and then another one that like lists different things you do in the autumn.
Mm-hmm.
I have our the little thing with the cat on it.
Spooky cat.
What does it say on it? I can't remember.
Spooked?
No, I think I have a picture still of it that I sent to you. On the prowl. It's got a black cat and it says on the prowl. So that's really for Halloween. Thanksgiving, our tradition is on Thanksgiving morning, while we're watching the Macy's Day Parade, we decorate for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have been watching our first viewing of White Christmas on Thanksgiving as well.
First of many.
First of many. Dammy and I have the movie like memorized. We can like do the whole thing.
I wanna be Judy.
I know, I love the costumes. Do we have anything else for Thanksgiving?
We eat food.
Yes, we eat food. We eat lots of food. Okay, so Christmas. Yikes, what was that?
My phone. You were allowed to keep talking.
I would put in a break there. I'm going to take out that because it was really loud. It's okay. Can you just put a break there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For Christmas, so we've already decorated on Thanksgiving. Over the last probably maybe like 6-ish years, we've had an Advent wreath of some kind. Last year, I bought this really beautiful one that has like it's kind of metal, but it's not super heavy. But it has Celtic crosses on it. So it has the 4 candles, the 3 white and 1 pink, and then Christ candle in the center. And so every Sunday we do a little reading and prayer and light the candles for Advent. And then on Christmas Eve, hi, Pink Pearl. I'm not petting her enough, sorry. On Christmas Eve evening, we read the story of Jesus' birth from Scripture. Mm-hmm. And then we open presents from under the tree. Our tradition over the last few years has been that we give the kids, including Dammy and our niece and nephews and such, a book or books for Christmas. And especially for the niece and nephews, we have tried to find books that are set where we live. So when we were in Edinburgh, we sent books about Edinburgh and Scotland and the UK. Last year, we sent books about the Seattle area, and I found a couple more books about the Seattle area that we're going to do for this year. And the way, I know different people do it different ways, and that's totally fine. The way that we do presents is the youngest person in the house is in charge of handing out the presents, and we hand out one at a time, and everybody watches the person open it and see what was gifted before we go to the next gift. Mm-hmm. And we don't do a lot of gifts under the tree. We just don't do a lot of gifts under the tree. And then on Christmas morning, we open stockings, which usually has candy and
Toblerone.
Yeah. Sometimes like notepads or, something like that. But we also, for Dammy, usually do a gift that is not a book in her stocking. A couple years ago, it was the Rory Pop Funko to go along with my Lorelai Pop Funko. Trying to think what else we've done. We've done jewelry in the past. We got you a Narnia necklace at one point.
That was for my birthday.
Oh, was that for your birthday? I thought it was for Christmas. Yeah. I mean, so presents aren't like our huge thing. We're pretty low key on presents. Mm-hmm. And while our tradition for Thanksgiving is to eat turkey, my family's tradition is usually to eat chicken fried steak or tacos for Christmas dinner.
Mexican food, as it were.
Mm-hmm. And there's always lots of treats and goodies. My mom makes yummy peppermint bark.
That's
Yeah,
what it's called.
peppermint bark and all kinds of stuff. Sadly, we have not been able to be with them for Christmas in about 5 years. So we do try to video chat, FaceTime, Skype, whatever, with our families over the Christmas to feel like we're part of it. And
anything for New Year?
Well, so growing up, my family's tradition was to take down Christmas decorations on New Year's Day. But our family, you and me and Dr. Hubbs, our tradition now is to leave up the decorations till Epiphany, which is is that the 5th of January?
6th.
6th of January. So that's when we take down decorations. Okay, so now I've rambled through all the holidays. What have I missed?
Nothing. You got it all.
We love to watch Christmas movies.
Listen to the Christmas episode of Cat on Pressure.
Yeah.
You can do a Cat on Pressure Advent.
You can. That's right. I remember we did that one year.
Yeah, it was for the very last episode.
Yeah, because there's 27 episodes.
26. No, yeah. 27, but yeah.
Because they split the final episode into 2.
Zed.
We watch a lot of Christmas movies. Y'all know, I watch all of the Hallmark Christmas movies and sometimes force the Hubs and Dammy to watch with me. I know they're cheesy, but I love them. We have to get a new Christmas tree because when in Scotland, because we, of course, y'all know, we sold like pretty much everything we owned before we went to Scotland. While we were in Scotland, we had one of the was it 3 foot or 4 foot? I think it was a 3 foot Christmas tree that was pink. And then last year we were staying with friends, and so we didn't get Christmas decorations other than the Advent wreath. But I know another tradition I'll talk about in just a second. I found a Christmas tree that I like. I don't know. I'm still trying to convince the Hubs and Dammy that it's the one we should get. It's a skinny tree, but it's ombre, so it's pink. It's not like bright pink. It's more of a rose pink at the bottom and ombre's up to like a white cream, and it's pre-lit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the tree I would like to get, but we'll see if I can convince the Hubs and Dammy. I know the other tradition is I've been a part of a group online for close to 21 years. And it's a group that was started for ministers' wives, which the Hubs has done different ministry roles over the years. So I've been part of that, and it's women from all over. When it started, I think the group was on E-List is what it was called, but we've been through Yahoo groups and we're now on Google groups, so it's transitioned over the years. But I host a Christmas ornament exchange every year for this group, and it's not mandatory, but people can sign up, and then I send out assignments in mid-October. And then your deadline to send your ornament is like the week before Thanksgiving, because some people like us like to decorate on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And there's like a $10 limit. And so I have lots of those special ornaments that have been sent to me over the years. So I've sent mine out already, and it's been received, and she loved it. And so I'm waiting for mine to arrive. So that's another fun tradition that I do for Christmas. Last year, you and I sang with our church for the Christmas service, and I think we're doing that again this year because you'll be here for Christmas. Oh yeah. We really just enjoy spending time with family and friends, and that's kind of what's important to us. So, yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
I think I got it all mostly. So I would love to hear y'all's traditions. I'm going to put that in the episode thread in the Ravelry group. Every week we ask y'all 2 or 3 questions to respond to if you're interested. And so I'm going to put this one as one of the questions about, do you have any special traditions for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, New Year? So, yeah. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. And we did have some questions come in last week, but if you have any questions, please post them because we're getting really low on questions. So feel free to ask us anything. There has not been a single question we've not been willing to answer. So feel free to ask. All right. I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we have a review and giveaway.
Yes. So we have a lovely member of our Ravelry group. Her name is Dee Marie Prokop. She's another folk singer on Ravelry, and she is an author. And I've read her other books previously, and we've done some giveaways of her some of her previous books. But today, October 31st, Halloween, her brand new book called The Good Shepherd is releasing. And she sent me a advanced reader copy of it, and I read it, and it was so good. So here is the tiny synopsis that she wrote about the book. Travel to 1905 Boston with Leona Schaefer, who is a werewolf warden. Meet her Uncle Ezra, her daring cousin Clementine, and
Darling cousin.
What is? Okay. And the discerning Mr. Flufferbutter. Mercy is required. So basically, Leona is someone who's supposed to be helping werewolves, but her parents die before they can pass down information that she needs to be able to do this. And her uncle wants nothing to do with it. And so it's this journey. It does have a cliffhanger ending, which I'm like, I need the next book. I want to know what happens. But I really, really enjoyed it. So she has given us 2 prizes. The winners can choose whether they would like an ebook copy of the book or if they want a signed physical copy. She's happy to do either. And to enter, here's what you need to do. Go to the thread in our Ravelry group. You must be a member of our Ravelry group to enter. Otherwise, if we draw your number and you're not a member, we will draw another number. So what she gave us the prompt, and she wants you to tell us what heritage knit or crochet that you already have done or that you would like to knit or crochet that you hope will become an heirloom, something you pass down through your family, or do you have something, a knit or crochet heirloom that has already been is being passed down through your family? So tell us what you would either like to knit or crochet, or what you have knit or crocheted to be that you hope is going to be a heritage knit, or one that has already been is passing down through your family. Bonus points for pictures. Not really bonus points, but I just like to look at pictures. And we're going to keep this giveaway open until we record episode 320 in 2 weeks. We'll lock the thread before we start recording, draw for the winners, and then you'll have 30 days to claim your prize if you're one of the winners. And again, yes, you must be a member of the Ravelry group. So thanks so much to Marie for sending that advanced reader copy my way and for donating 2 copies of the book to give away to y'all. So I would say, I don't know if they put it in the YA genre or not. Let's see on Amazon what it says. I think I would put it there. But I don't know if she did. Let's see. The cover of the book is beautiful. Oh, yeah, she did. It's a YA book, ages 11 to 18, grade level 6 to 12. So this is definitely one that you could read with your kids. I highly recommend it. Now, Dammy, a couple weeks ago, we did a review of Color Cables by Andy Smith, who is Knit Brit on Ravelry, and y'all seemed to really love her patterns. There was a really wide spread of what different patterns people liked. So she donated a copy of it, the ebook copy of this book for one of y'all, and I closed the thread just before we recorded, and I did random number generator, and it gave us a winner. So, Dammy, who is the winner?
The winner is post number 24, Mesterbox P248.
Congrats, Mesterbox P248. I need you to PM me, Java Pearl, on Ravelry to tell me that you saw this, and then I'll get in touch with Andy, and she will gift the ebook to you. You have 30 days to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. And again, thanks to Andy for sending the book our way and donating a copy to give away. All right, I think that's everything for this segment, so let's move on to the next one. Yay, we made it into the show. All right. The only announcements that we have is just a reminder that we're participating in the 2019 The Great Podcaster Craft Together. There's a link in the show notes to that group if you'd like to join. It's a great way to polydip in another owl beyond our seasonal ones. We should be back on schedule next week with the episode going live on Friday. Thanks for sticking with us through this little bit of change. If I'd known, we would have announced it last week, but we didn't know. It just all happened on Sunday. So we'd like to say a humongous, you don't have anything other announcements, do you?
No.
Okay. We'd like to say a humongous thank you. We love you guys.
Yes.
To all of you who support the podcast. However you do it, whether it's by watching, liking, clicking the love, giving thumbs up, sharing it on Instagram or social medias, downloading on iTunes, watching on YouTube, however you did it, we're very, very grateful for you. But we have an especially big gratefulness and love for those of you who support the podcast financially, because it does cost money to do this. There's 3 ways you can support us financially. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount of money each month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on what level you donate at. So if you would like to sign up for that or want to know more about that, you can go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you go to our website first and find the image for Amazon in the sidebar or in the show notes, click on that, whichever one is the appropriate one for your country. Do your shopping on Amazon like you would normally do. We get a little money back based on what you purchase. It costs you nothing extra, nothing. And it's just a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway, especially with Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever your belief is, whatever you celebrate coming up. We'd really appreciate it if you do that. So, Dammy, if they want to know more about all of that or want to find us online, where should they go?
Go to geekygirlsknit.com, and there are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. Happy Halloween, y'all. Hope y'all had a wonderful Halloween since you're getting this the day after. Hopefully, Dammy's going to get a picture of her costume to me to put in the podcast before I get it processed and up live. I'm going to get the Dr. Hubs to take a picture of me in my pumpkin spice lover costume. And also stay tuned for after the credits, because there's a really cute video of Pink Pearl being a baby bunny and hopping with her back legs while she was sleeping. It was so cute. Thanks so much, y'all. We really appreciate y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be doing this. So we're really grateful for the way you coming back week after week and supporting us. And we love you guys a lot. So happy Halloween, y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Happy knitting. If you're doing Nanny Swemo, yay, cast on tomorrow or today, actually, when you're watching this on the 1st of November. And I can't wait to see your sweaters. And remember, I will be offline for a few days, but Dammy will be around. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to post them in the Ravelry group or send Dammy's Doodles a Ravelry message, or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com or grande@javapearldesigns.com. Because Dammy, could you just check into that email a couple times a day just in case there's anything? And we'll be back with you again next week. All right. Happy Halloween. Happy knitting. We'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Hello, baby bunny. You having a dream that you're going hippity hoppity like a bunny? Watch your back legs. Watch. Hippity hoppity baby bunny.